Supreme. Afternoon. 151. See the title? Just me talking random ish. I be having things I be wanting to know sometimes, but I'm so used to like just letting it go. I've always been like the person somebody will come to for information or catalog information with. I don't really get a chance to unload my stuff. I'll give it to the divine though, and still don't get the same feeling of satisfying things in the flesh, so to say. You can satisfy things in the flesh in a negative way, but then some satisfaction comes via flesh in the right way, like passion, intimacy, intent, stuff of that nature, conversation. So the questions I kind of ask myself sometimes is, but I didn't ask myself these questions when I was younger. It shit just happened. Like when I was younger, you didn't know what you wanted from a person, so you would get that version from the person. You wanted a girl. You didn't know what came with that. I wanted companionships, that anything, and you would get that and didn't know what to do with it because you was too young. As an adult, we start to place conditions on the value of what we seem to want to digress to, and ultimately, shit. I'll be the first one to be honest. Like, shit, I'm not good with choices. Like, I done picked the wrong person a lot of times. For real, like, I done picked the wrong person a lot of times and be like, yo, why the hell? But I also remember when I was too young to stay with the right choice, too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would know that when I was younger, a person that I was dealing with was the right person to deal with. But I still had all that young shit in me. And then I was like, I would ask the dumbass question to myself, like, how long is it gonna take for you to get over this? And I'll be like, nigga, you young though. It might take forever. Yeah, as far as you're in that age bracket, it's gonna take as long as for you to come out of that age bracket. You know what I'm saying? And that's something I realized way back then. I was like, yo, you ain't gonna never get like it was like all the good stuff would come when you was young. Right? When you're young, all the best things came to well to me. I can't speak for anybody else, but I'm speaking for myself. So I would have good circumstances that I could deal with when I was young, but wasn't present mentally ready for it as a young man. And that's how it's supposed to be. Like you're young, why would you want to do all around serious shit, right? So I think about these things and then I think about wanting that when you're more settled in your knowledge and then it being more of an attraction mechanism to things that would like to take from that particular energy opposed to you um, gaining from it, right? And those are my personal questions. Like, I'll be like, damn, I can't just chat with a person that's really on my level for real and we really like just have a whole camaraderie. Like, it has to be all these extra steps. And then some people out, like some people who are try to holler at me or whatever, I'll be like just by how they speak, almost listening to like a song or something. The first few minutes, you know, it's trash. It's kind of like that. Like I would hear somebody talk and be like, man, they ain't. I would never. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I don't fool myself like that, looking at certain energies where, and this is the secret that caught me up in certain energies. Some people are so damaged, divine has to put a lot of love in them. So my power would be able to see divine love. I would see that in certain places and equate that to the love divine is giving that person at the moment because they're so far gone. I would equate that to a good thing to be a part of. And I was mistaken by that. Because some people are so gone, like In certain situations, divine can't reach you, so a person has to reach you. In certain situations, a person can't reach you because you're so fucking hard headed. Divine gotta come down and assess somebody to help you. And I'm being able to see that and recognize that as an energy. Sometimes I didn't equate it to the unfortunate events that might have led up to that person needing that particular type of assistance. I'm imperfect, so I'm granted to make choices that are not always correct, but in the same right of being a part of a circumstance, I can't even be wrong because my attempt to help it was purified. That was the whole point, even if I was manipulated by it. So divine doesn't give me a what you sort of call say a butt cutting for making the wrong decision. No, I get asserted in understanding why that was a decision that wasn't a purity, and also I get the knowledge and making sure I don't have to make a decision like that again. And also freeing myself from the notion of that availability. Yes, I do. I mean, I want some love bad. I ain't gonna front. I will not accept bullshit love and sit by myself as much as I do want companionship. I will do that. You know what I'm saying? I will do that. I have no problem doing that, me personally. Because I'm like, yo, why would I just give it away? And I've done that too. I've made a mistake and gave it away, thinking that all that time I put in was worth of value. And then you start seeing that you're not appreciated at all. And it's like, oh, okay, that's fine. That's cool. You can do that. Even though it's not morally correct, it's still okay if that's your choice to make. I don't have to sit and wait for you to change that choice. And I think that's who I am in a nutshell, regardless of the fact I'm still growing in a lot of ways, and I've been through so much pain, and it's been constant. I've been tired for a long time, so tired that I'm for, I know I'm starting to forget what it feels like to win because I've been tired for so long and become more used to that. And trying not to be sad for the energies that just play the worst roles in life. And then you comprehend those things, and then you pick yourself up again and you continue to move. Some people are like, yo, fuck it, I'll just become evil because I ain't gonna let evil do me before I do it evil. That's not an option on my option block. I'm not gonna just go out here and be fucked up because you're fucked up. That's dumb. I actually enjoy good energy when it's good. And for a person of my spiritual caliber that's been holding up this diligence for so long, it's not allowing me to have a fight with the adversary. You know, how the world perceives falsity, they look at me in certain ways and expect falsity because I'm comfortable in my own placement, which is confusion to other people. I don't know. I really don't really care. I just, like I've said a million and one times, I wish something was connected to me enough in divine manner to where we can enjoy ourselves and our energy. Like I can care less about what's going on in the world. You know, we be of the world, but not in the world together. You know, like what does that look like? What would that be a reality of? To have the aspect to teach someone all the knowledge that divine's giving you, and you just constantly pouring it into them without regard to establish a true foundation with a family orientation and have that led by the divine guidance despite what you choose to do in your life. Doesn't mean you have to have your back straight and talk a certain way and all that shit, but you go through life with a level of camaraderie and respect for others despite what you do for yourself. Where is that? It's almost like those energies are hiding or don't want to be represented. I wanted to say yesterday, I was like, yo, there's a lot of families out here that don't know how important they are to the culture. There's a lot of families that I frequent or came across when I was younger, and they were so good in so many ways. The way their home smelled, the way they kept their home, the way they showed up when I met their children, what we were able to do in their homes and stuff like that. That taught me a lot of different levels of love that could be given when you're strong enough to hold that. And I remember seeing that as a kid and being happy, like, damn, that's how you do it. Even making jokes with some of my friends that was attached to those meetings and listen to them complain and then be like, yo, you got it good, yo. Like, shit, you ain't got to do this. You ain't got to deal with that. Shit, if I was you, I'd be more happier. Like, and they would be like, I never thought about it like that. And then you see them grow up to be completely different people. If I could ever tell those families how inspirational they were to me, giving me hope, because I didn't even know what hope was. I heard the word, but I didn't know what it was, literally. But then when I felt how something can give you hope, because now you see something else to be real other than what you know, and then you see it's working. You see it's a way. You start to develop hope. You start to believe that there's a better way. And the majority of the time I would think, divine is showing these things because you don't know that these ways are available. And your wherewithal to keep going is turning dim, and divine can see that within your intentions. So I was privy to divine sharing things with me that I probably wouldn't have seen on a normal basis. And I was appreciative for those people, those friends, those families, those journeys out in life, those different places I would pop up at. And somebody mom I met or somebody dad that was just trying to be extra cool. I appreciated those things. And a lot of times I was so distorted mentally to where I was angry a lot too. And I never got a chance to appreciate some of the good things that was trying to come in my life. So I got a chance to see both of those polarities within a time of existence in my life. And I used to walk around like craving to find somebody just to be trusted. Like, I want to trust in somebody for real. Like, I used to walk around with that as an application. Like, if I can trust you, we can rock. And motherfucker, like, play that fake ass role for a little while just so you would start showing your secrets. And then as soon as you show what you can really do, then they're like, oh, this motherfucker can do this, you can do that. I'm about to, you be like, why did I like you? Why was I interested in you? Like, what the fuck? I guess I do need training. I guess I do need sharpening and shit like that. I'm a person that don't get a chance to do normal shit like everybody else. I got my own little personal issues. Despite that, I got issues and people still dislike your life and shit. So I'm not moving normally like everybody else is in the world. But I never cared, yo. I never gave a shit. And if you left it up to me when I was younger, I would never let you know that I had any particular type of issues. I would just be doing shit. And I would do it so well, people would be mad. Like, how's this motherfucker shining right now? Like, and you got all the faculties, but you ain't shining like me right now. So that shit would hurt a lot of people's feelings. And I didn't even know it was doing that. So I developed a lot of hate for no reason when I was young. I didn't even know that I was outdoing nobody. It wasn't a thing. I was just there. You know? I didn't know. I was like, I'm gonna do it. I didn't even know, yo. A lot of times I was just innocent. I didn't freaking know. And then you'll see people start hating. Like, you'll feel this hate from somebody that you might have a lot of respect for or love for. And you would feel them hating you. You would feel them having negativity for you. And you're like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, And your feelings will be even more hurt because you love that person. You respect that person. You know how many times I did that when I was growing up? A lot. A lot. A lot of people who was close to me, I respected them so fucking much until they acted like a fucking hater. And I was like, yo, I think you're so fucking, in my head, I would be like, I think you're so fucking dope, but you're mad at me right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'll be like that. And I couldn't tell them that. I couldn't tell them how much I looked up to them as a kid because I didn't have nobody else to look up to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have the right faculties around me that was going to do me right. So, people that I did look up to, they fucking ruined it, yo. They fucking ruined it on their own recognizance and didn't even know that they did that. And I would just know that's what it was. And then they would try to be mean to me when I was young. And I'm like, I fucking hate you because I fucking loved you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it would be like that. And then I would still try to be nice to them in some type of way because I really care for them. Because when you don't have nobody, when you young and you don't know about attachment, you attach to what you think is familiar in some sense or similar in some sense. And it was always like moments in time through life that made it seem like certain people was important. And I would think about those moments like maybe that meant they cared. Like, and that's how I would see it in my head. But keep it in mind, I'm a child though. And nobody's trying to tell me or train me or anything. So I would see these certain things and I would wonder, oh, they must care about me. You know what I mean? They must consider me in some way because they didn't have to be there at that time, but they chose to. And then I just found out it's more empathic. Like some people are nostalgic to moments that they suffered from. Doesn't mean they give a fuck about you. It just means that they went through something similar that you're going through, and the whole moment itself meant more to them than you did. And that's something I couldn't understand. Like I'm saying, I didn't have the right guidance to separate certain things for me. So a lot of times I would walk into the wrong shit or not walk in when I'm supposed to. And that confusion seemed like what people would rather have for you opposed to helping you grow correctly. And as I got older, I had to become all those faculties for myself. Like, and at first I had to learn what that was first. Like I had to learn what it was to nurture myself. Like not always eat pizza or stromboli, right? I had to go get like some actual food, like vegetables and stuff, and make it because I knew how to cook. I remember being in my own apartment by myself when I was young and buying groceries, like not buying beef patties at the store and pizza, like literally going to Price Chopper and buying food or Pathmark and buying food and like putting it in a car. I was young as shit, taking it home and then looking at the groceries and like, yo, you got groceries. So now you got to cook. Like, I can cook. And then, you know what I'm saying? You make food for yourself. Like, it's different. People don't understand different levels of connection and growth. Like, I went through all those levels by myself. You know what I'm saying? And when somebody tried to step in and teach something, majority of the time people were trying to gain something by what they were telling you. It was never like just really freeing. And then the people who did come in and show me love, I never seen them again. They were angels. It was like divine created them just for that moment because I never had that around me. So they would show up in like values of people who was symbolic with a good piece of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And I would feel an attraction to what they had to offer. And then something would play a role in life that would just destroy it. Whether it placed it on me blame or whether I saw them in negative aspect, and then that ending of that chapter would go, and then a continuance would happen. You would just keep growing. It don't mean I haven't been yearning for things that I like or things that I'm attracted to, and with that simultaneous feeling, I've thought about things from the past and remembered moments that were of value in those times of the past. But then I also remembered that those individuals chose to hurt me in whatever way they chose to hurt me. And then I think to myself, yeah, they never really cared. Even if they missed the fact of what they could do now, they didn't care about me then. And to even digress to a conversation of it, it would be stupid, right? Me personally, I've already had the thought that it's possible that I'm only supposed to be in love with the Almighty. And maybe it's not a person on earth strong enough or has evolved enough to stand up in that energy. Everybody swears they're divine in some way or they have some spiritual knowledge, but I don't think I don't think it's a creation out here for me. And if it was, it's already married because I fucked it up when I was young. And divine probably was trying to give it to me when I was a youth, but I was too wasn't ready for it when I was young. That's how I be thinking. I be like, yo, shit. I don't think so now. Like I've given things opportunities to shit on me however they wanted to, just to give them the opportunity to realize what they had. Because I was strong enough to take the pain. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm built for it tough. Like, that shit wasn't going to bother me. What bothered me was the fact that you was a fucking liar. More the fact that you thought you was hiding something from me, and I already knew in the first part. And you probably would have won just by saying, yo, I did that. I fucked that up. I'm an idiot. I'm ready to face whatever comes with that. And Divine would have probably gave me the wherewithal to just step over that shit like a piece of trash. And life probably would have went forward, but majority of the time people don't know what taking accountability looks like, so they fail themselves at opportunities and chances, right? Because you're afraid, because you're a fuck up, you know. And I remember being a fuck up because I was hurt, right? I was fucking shit up because I was sad that nobody was around, right? I was sad that I didn't have nothing as a kid. Like I was sad at that. I was sad that people was always hard when I was a kid and what loved me was gone. That hurt me a lot. So as I got older, I wasn't gonna take no pain from nobody. And that shit showed on my flesh like a wild ocean. And I knew it did. I was so hurt on the inside though. Oh man, so many tears by myself. So many tears, yo. And as I grew up, I would be afraid to cry around people. I'm so serious because I was always fucking hurt. It was like, how do you live every day hurt? Shit. If I had a camera, right, or a fly on the wall, the things you hear people say, the things you see people do, and it's almost like everything was always directed at you for no reason, like almost like somebody's mad that you were born in a sense, even though you had nothing to do with that. So then you become a scapegoat for a long time, and then you become the reason after the scapegoat energy runs out of where they lie at, just something else. I've noticed this entire life, and I'm like, yo, this shit is lame as hell. It's not like I'm never not gonna know what's going on. I'm always shown everything. I just don't like stupid ass arguments. Like I'm a person that actually enjoys being happy, enjoy being at peace, like enjoying shit. Right? I'm not here to try to compete or make someone feel some type of way. No, I'm literally trying to pour my all into you. And it's like when you realize that you've been doing that in some form and it's not even reciprocated, you're like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? All right, you got to stop that. Because obviously you're pouring it into an abyss, a black hole. You're just dumping it in there thinking you're making a difference. And it's being accepted because you're not making a difference and you're depleting yourself. I can't be depleted because I'm attacked. I'm attached to infinity. So you can't deplete me. You'll just help me notice that, yeah, that trash can had a hole in the bottom of it. But I do crave a fucking dope ass hug, yo. Like, a hug that has sustenance. That type of hug that you can feel back for real. Oh man, like a real kiss that wants to kiss you. Like something that wants you as much as you want them. that feral primal love. We'll figure out the rest of our life, love. I know I just want to experience my life with you type of love. And divine is like, you can have that, but you can't have that with something that has left me. And I'm like, man, shit. So how many out here that's left you, divine? And I'm like, you know what? I'm saddened by the death that will happen from lack of knowledge. I'm like, whoa, that's a lot, huh? Everybody's lacking fucking knowledge. And like, man, seasons go by. You hear the slight whispers and snickers of other people that just has so much disdain for you. And just pray that you never succeed in nothing. Not having no disdain for other people though, because I don't walk around thinking about people. I literally plan to try to get to that one comfortable spot of sustainability. So then whatever's attached to me can enjoy. But it would have to be correct because I'm not doing that for something that don't see me that way. And you're not going to get a chance to gain an ego around me. The fuck? That'll be your locked door and snatch keys. Like, I'm not trying to play with my life. I don't want to start life to fail it, yo. And most people start it like that. They started with the aspect of the possibility that it could possibly fail. I don't want to start something like that. And if there's somebody coming close to me with that possibility, I need to get you the fuck away from me because I don't want you like poisoning my waters, yo. I don't want you poisoning my waters with your doubts. And, unfortunately, a lot of people don't think like that. We just kind of digress to sitting around people who have whatever particular thoughts, and because they're speaking and you're fucking nosy, you're going to listen. That's like our cultural issue. So we always picking up energies that don't really serve us because the system of on top of the world wasn't to serve us. So all of that outcome coming off of that system that sits on what's natural is what we're feeding off, and it's not doing us no justice at all. And here we are living aimlessly, vicariously through other people's false circumstances, thinking that if you get that way of living, then life will get that much better when all those choices are wrapped in temptation, nothing solid or with sustenance. They're not long lived, they're not divine given. They're satisfying something based out of depravity to make other people feel bad based off what they didn't do or what they haven't done, or because you was being real and that person should have been, I hate that term, I should have cheated. Who the fuck says they should have did something wrong? No, you shouldn't. If my person's cheating on me, it doesn't mean I should have cheated on them. No, that fucks with my integrity. I don't want the burden they chose to carry. I just realized if they cheated on me, you wasn't my woman. How can I be mad at you? You wasn't my woman. If you was my woman, listen. I think people have a big misconception of the reason why you can debate a truth. If someone says that they agreed to a contractual agreement with you, whenever that person breaks that contractual agreement, you don't have anything to say. You can just go about your business, that which would save you a lot more mental anguish. But majority of the time we'll say you did me wrong. That's also true. But it's not your job to digress into someone's other choice, someone other's choice. If they do that to you, then let them do that. But in the same retrospect, you can cut the access to you off. They may try to reach out and explain themselves and have a wordplay. So you got to keep in mind, it satisfies the ears when someone does you wrong and then you speak to them again. It makes them feel the connection. It satisfies their ears. When you go dead silent and you don't say nothing to them, they start to feel insignificant because what they did didn't matter. You were still able to move on with your life and continue without the disrespect or negativity that they try to insert into your life. That fucks them up bad because they would like to have a retrospect of camaraderie and back and forth. There is no back and forth that's needed when you are the catalyst to this issue. I just remove myself from the equation. Period. You have the power to do that at any given time. Whenever you feel bad and someone naturally chooses to hurt you, you have the power to remove yourself. And everything that you bring of value with yourself, you get a chance to go center yourself, humble yourself, forgive yourself, and move the fuck on. Or you can be the person that holds on to what you went through and say, you know what, life is just never going to be no better because I've suffered to the hands of these things. See, divine is not weak. So when people are weak and they just don't want to grow in certain directions, you can tell the difference in between somebody who wants to grow and then someone who doesn't want to grow. You can tell. That has its own signature too. I heard this interesting story the other day. It might have been early this morning. And Zeus's wife, right, who was always beefing with Zeus when he would cheat on her and go have other kids or whatever. The story about Hercules. So Hera was so mad that she sent the cancer, right, the crab, giant crab out of the ocean to try to slow Hercules down, right, while Hercules was fighting the Hydra. And the crab grabbed Hercules around the ankle, but Hercules is a fucking superhuman, right? So it didn't do nothing. Hercules stepped on it, killed the crab, right? The crab just died in the loyalty of Hera. They just squashed us out with loyalty. Like, I did it, Hera. Hell tried to hold him back, but he killed me, you know? And Hera was so touched because the crab fought for her despite it not having the power to actually help her. It still took the job with no question. It was loyal to a fault. And because the crab was loyal to a fault, it didn't hesitate. This is what Hera says. The crab didn't hesitate to stand in the position, even though whatever it used to fight back, it failed. It died within honor. It didn't, like, it was no hesitation to show its loyalty. That kind of touched me in a way because I was like, huh, I'm kind of like that. And she took and made Cancer, or the crab, the constellation of Cancer in the heavens, and made it the archetype of true loyalty and value. So that's why Cancer has this supposed energy. This is the story that they told, right? I don't like fake maked up stories and all that, but I thought it was cute. I'm like, yeah, all right, fine. Yeah, we loyal as shit. But I don't see myself kissing the ass of some funky ass fake god. Like, I don't see that being a reality. But okay, I'll give them whatever contentious to play a role or play along with the idealism, right? In the same aspect of truth, I am loyal to a fault. Relationships have been ruined. When I was younger, people would say, "Oh, you look like you got 5 or 6 girlfriends." Or you look like you doing this, or you look like you doing that. And because they want to say what they want to say, there was never no accountability. It was never no, you know what, I apologize for saying that to you. I don't know you that well. I shouldn't have judged you. It's never that. Never. Never in life, never has a female said to me, you know what, I was wrong. I shouldn't have put you in that. I shouldn't have looked at you that way. I shouldn't have saw you that way. And I judged you wrong. And I thought I could never, there's not been a woman on earth that ever stood in the correct energy. And I don't even know if it's real. I don't even know if it exists. Like, I had more wherewithal for certain characters people had as I was growing up. Like, my aunt had a character that I love. I love certain people that was close to me had characters that I really favored. And I liked that about them. And I would speak to that thing about them in different ways, that I would show up and have conversations with people. I would pull that out of the ether, and I would say, nah, my people did this, or my cousin was like this, or my aunt. I would use that as examples. They destroyed their role in the pantheon of being divine law because they chose to treat me different than I saw them. So I couldn't carry them in that same place anymore. That would make me a liar. This is how we are truly supposed to stand and look at one another. So I'm supposed to lie to myself because you're disgusting and nasty to you, whether that's my family, friends, or someone that I love. If I choose to represent you because you choose not to be disgusting, what does that make me? It makes me a liar as well. No, I don't side with the acts of people who do insignificant things to serve themselves. No, I don't side with that because that's not the character I carry. I wouldn't be happy if someone did that to you, so why would I want you to be that way? Or even be forgiving to that. I'm not forgiving to it. I don't forgive that. I forgive myself for not seeing you were that way. I forgive myself for not comprehending the negativity that you was the way it was when I first saw it. I forgive myself from being blinded, and I ask divine to strengthen me in my insignificance and my imperfection. So therefore, the law that was told to me by divine is now solidified. I was always told I was imperfect in my flesh, not in my choice to change. That's my light. So if longing is what I'm going to have to deal with, then longing is what I'm going to have to deal with. I'm going to long, and I'll long for the right thing while everybody throw it away while they try to make the decision on deciding if it's right or not. No, I'll be patient. I know what it felt like to do dumb shit before. And I was scared then because I didn't have nobody telling me, yo, don't do this. It was like, you a bitch ass nigga if you don't do this. And it's like, wait, what? It's like, if you don't step into that negativity, you this. And it's like, wait, I don't know. You fucking scared. And it's like they're pushing you to be. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. And as I got older, I'd be like, you ain't gonna make me do shit. Fight me then. And that's how I got it. You had to learn to fight past, stand up with, what was the term? Stand for something or fall for anything. So I haven't changed much from when I was a child. I just realized that what I was when I was a child was correct. I just couldn't stand up for it because it was who I was genuinely. Fighting for that and structuring it was a different thing. That's another set of information that comes with growth that I didn't have at the current time. But now that I know that now, it's easily and readily available for me to look at circumstances how I should have when I was young. And that I do now. But yes, I crave it. I crave love. I crave genuine love. That love that checks for you. Sometimes that love is a little clingy and a little aggravating because it's just worried about you. Oh yeah, man, that's that good shit. Because if divine could be reincarnated into a body, it would be that. To have that comfortability in knowing, not thinking that something is with you, riding with you. I don't give a fuck what nobody else say. I don't care about the addiction of people having a million hoes a day. I don't care about the addiction of a bitch calling herself bad while she makes money by selling her ass. I don't care about none of that. I don't give a damn about the celebrity value of what woman is what and how people see this and what you aspire to. No, I'm not guided by rhetoric and fuckery. Those things never enticed me. I actually was embarrassed when people would try to step into a private circumstance that I'm in and try to interfere themselves. I had to like grow out of that shit. I'm so serious. I don't like people in my personal. It's none of your fucking business. Like, that's how I feel about my privacy. No, my privacy will not be a conversation for all. And if you were those type of people, you probably won't never be in my life because you run your fucking mouth too much. No, I appreciate the personal energy with my partner and the privacy and the things that are intimate between us and the things that may bother her or she appreciating the things that may bother me. Of course, yes. I like when I can have trust in something. It's not a better feeling. because that space is not for everyone. You gotta fight for that. That's not your space. It's not your space, yo. It's not your space. It's you lying to yourself trying to think it's your space. And me personally, I don't like being a liar because after you start lying, you gotta lie again and lie again and lie again. It's like, well, I don't want to do it because if I gotta start doing more out of my normal character, yeah, I get lazy, yo. I'm like, nah, I ain't doing that. I ain't doing too damn much, yo. I'm so serious. Like, I don't want to live. That's too much to do. Like, I gotta do all that. Then you gotta talk this way and talk this way and then talk this way and flip that way and flip that way. I don't want to do all that shit. Like I'm serious. Like I don't want to be. If that's what it takes to be cool, I'm not fucking cool then. But don't call me cool. You know what I'm saying? He ain't cool because he don't lie. So I really don't give a shit. Matter of fact, if you have a ideology of me, please go tell everybody because I don't give a fuck what nobody thinks about me. I really don't. I'm too busy trying to focus on what it takes to be and live in the energy that I know is. And I know also that whenever I circumvent these energies, despite what anyone say, and I'm separate from that contrastal energy of me, things always go up. I have experience in watching that happen. So I've learned to shut the fuck up around people who don't like me. No, because I don't want you talking about me. I don't want you speaking on things that are for me. And if you're not telling me that to my face, I'll figure it out eventually and Michael Jackson that ass. Lie. So serious. Don't lie. Be honest. You don't like a motherfucker, stay away from them. You don't have to be next to them. You don't have to talk. You don't have to engage in nothing. But see, this is where criminals come in life. You have criminals in spirituality. You have criminals in real life. Think somebody don't want to steal from you, but y'all will sit there and digress to a conversation with people like they have an accurate way of having that particular conversation. No, Divine gave you a life. Why are y'all having a conversation on trading shit? Oh, you can trade this out and trade that out. No, you're a fucking demon because you're thinking that way. Yes, you are. Yes, you are, because that's how you're thinking. Divine didn't make you to think that way. Divine made you with your own faculties, and every time you open your mouth, it's talking about what you want to do to another creation of divine, and you think there's some angelic energy around you. Make it make sense. Ain't that what y'all like to say? Make it make sense. I like to say boo-boo the fool, because it's dumb to go against divine. Period. It's stupid. Some of you make a career out of going against the creator of all things, the energy signature of everything. You make it a career. Divine love y'all so much, even in y'all own stupid. Divine let you live and be dumb every day. Let you say all this crazy shit out of your face. Let you go around and make assumptions and do it. And Divine like, oh, I love this child. But bless their heart. Bless their stupid ass heart. They don't know no better. They just being a dumbass follower. They kissing somebody else's ass. They think what they chasing is for them. Give a shit if you like me, don't like me. You gonna learn the hard way. What they wish a nigga was, come down, fuck around and find out lane. That's how it always is with the divine. That's how it always gonna be. Ain't nothing ever gonna whoop the divine. Never. You'll find out. You can call somebody whatever name you want to call them under the sun. You can treat them bad however you want to treat them, but you ain't had hand in creating them. You damn sure ain't gonna have hand in removing them unless they step across the line and both of y'all on the same side of the fence. Then I guess that negativity will serve that purpose. But I'm here and I get weary so much. I be so damn tired. But I am a servant to the Most High, clearly, plainly. I still make mistakes and I'm still learning. Because we have a lifetime for that called learning. And it never ends because learning is infinite. There's never a fix-all, cure-all, even though we like to say certain things because we get hype. I've been sad and thought like, damn, yo, ain't gonna never get right. Yo, can I just get what I need? What the fuck? Like, it just gotta be just insignificant shit all the fucking time. I've thought like that. And then I got to the point to where I was like, I don't care. Not in the, I don't care if it doesn't change. What I know they can't take away is my connection to the divine. Yeah, everything else can be taken away. You can lose a partner. They can die. Your partner can walk away from you. Then she wasn't yours or he wasn't yours. You can lose a job. You can lose a car. You can lose access to be able to get food or even be able to eat. You can lose a lot of things. Losing happens every day. It really don't matter. I think what started mattering is, to me, is if when I suffered, if I felt the need to want to make acknowledgement to the suffering around people. I think that started standing out for me more. It was like, are you going to say that that scratch hurt in example terms? Like, are you going to say that whatever you're going through right now, are you just going to go through it? And I just started going through it. I stopped telling people what I was suffering with. And I would just go through it and get through it. And it wouldn't even be a fix all the time. It would just be an adjustment. And you'll be like, fuck, that ain't, it is what it is. Let's keep going. You get used to doing that. That's why I said earlier, I don't even know if I really know what it feels like to actually win because I'm always doing shit for the divine, and I got used to seeing people happy, right, when they couldn't do shit for their damn self. I started getting used to that and being happy for them and get a little bit of happiness out of that. And I think I started forgetting seeing what it felt like for real love to come through for me. So I would accept the gift, and the feeling of love behind it would be absent, and I would still think it's the same thing. I would still think those people care because of what they're doing. I would start putting them on pedestals in my mind, knowing I didn't feel nothing behind that, knowing it was no genuine. It was almost like you can feel the hollowness in the act. Like maybe they were doing that to make you fake place that integrity onto them, right? And I started seeing that a lot, and I'm like, this is some bullshit. And then I would be like, Divine, I gotta do this. And Divine would be like, you ain't gotta do a damn thing. They had intention. I know them by their intention. I know them by their heart. But Divine, I don't give a shit. So I'll sit still and watch. Every time I always run back to the divine. I've been called every name under the sun. And that's because everybody always got something to do. They always know what they need to do. I've never heard nobody say, I'm just going to wait on the Most High. Majority of the time, you don't hear people say that until they get old. And you know why? Because they get tired of fucking up. And that be the real spill. They be tired of fucking up their whole damn life. And then they really get to the point where they like, I ain't going to do nothing. The divine don't move it, I ain't touching it. Old guy told me he had cancer and shit. He died like 2017, 2018. He used to be like, yo, you walk up and down the street like you old as hell, but you're floating. I was like, shit, I ain't in no rush. He's like, that's how you supposed to be. I was like, Divine walking with me. I've been holding on to Divine for so long. So long. And I've been frustrated a lot because I haven't seen the things, not all of it. Not the full totality of it, I haven't. But I've seen a lot that Divine has done. The after effects of what Divine has done, I've seen it a lot. Even though things ain't get all the way. And then some people will say, oh, well, if Divine really care, why Divine ain't do this? I'll be like, blasphemy? Blasphemy? Don't question me nor Divine in my life. That is not none of your fucking business. Who you get to say what Divine's doing for me or why Divine ain't did this or did that? Just that act alone is insurrection. Just that act alone, and for me to identify this conversation with you will put me in the same category of you disrespecting the divine. Let me let you hold that. I'm gonna let you hold that real quick. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go pray about that later on because I should have said that the first time. All praises to the Most High. We find ways to formulate respect to the Almighty Creator, not some title that some people want to give because they ain't have shit. Until y'all wake up to that reality and know that is what it is, everybody just boo-boo the fool. because we keep falsely believing in the outcome of how things work. No, these people don't run shit, and not even their comprehension of spirituality. That is not what you're suffering to. You're suffering to the fact that you don't move like the natural orientation because you are the natural orientation. It was already documented that the earth needs people like us to exist. If you take us off the earth stop. Go swallow that one. Go swallow that one. When they notice the amount of people of our lineage leaving the earth, and the earth literally starts slowing the fuck down. And they get scared as shit and start trying to be nice to niggas all over the place. Hey, a lot of y'all don't even watch these patterns. They know this shit. But yet you still screaming other things out your mouth like you ain't the child of the supreme creator of all things. You don't even treat your own kids like that. Let me try to, like I said, I'm just talking a bunch of random ish, yo. That's all. Because I didn't get a chance to come up here and give y'all a lie this morning because I had some work to do, right? What I do in my private time or for my personal business, I really cherish my clients. I really appreciate them, and I really like want to keep that space for them available. So I throw away all time away because they're important. Anybody that's a client of mine is super important to me, and I make sure I give you the time and the attention that you need to grow. So if you take me on as a guide, you're gonna be treated real respectfully. All right, that's just what I do, and that's why I'm apologizing. I wasn't here this morning to give y'all, the rising day's energy, and I kind of felt some type of way about that. So I apologize that I couldn't bring that today. But yeah, like I said, this is just me just speaking random things and just understanding. I'm just like every time something happens, it don't even matter what it is. I understand a lot more. I get more clear on what it means to stay close to the divine. And I'm not saying it's not possible for me to have someone in this world that would be everything that I want and everything that I would need and love. I'm not saying that it's not impossible because anything is possible with the divine. What I'm saying is, in my looking and searching and believing, I wasn't correct. That's all. I've looked at some people and seen parts of them that I thought could grow into beautiful things, and I was totally wrong. I've loved things and swear it up and down, this is gonna be that, this is gonna be it, and I was completely wrong. Like I've loved a lot of things, and just was ready to pour my whole self into whatever was coming, and it just wasn't it, yo. And I gotta pick myself up and say, damn, yo, you made a fucked up decision. You chose wrong. That's why I don't be blaming them. Yeah, they was fucked up before they met me. That's why I don't blame them. Like, I can't blame you. You was like that before you came around. Too bad you didn't tell me you was like that. I had to figure out the hard way. So then I started looking at myself like, damn, yo, your choice game is fucked up. Like, you don't really be comprehending the right woman when you be going for it. You think they really into you, but that little bit of stuff in there is not what you need to be attracted to. And that's like the hardest thing for me to realize. You know what I'm saying? Like to see the negative for what it is. Like, and I'll just look past it and be like, nah, everything gonna be all right. Cause you into me, I'm into you. We gonna boo-boo the fool. I've been boo-boo the fool too. I've been big boo-boo the fool. Like, you boo-boo the fool. You believe these fucking broads. Man, get the fuck out of here. And that's what I would do to myself. And just realize, like, it's not it. And I don't be too sad. Like, I'd be more upset with myself. Like, because I think me depriving myself for so long, like being by myself for so long and not being involved in anything, it made it hard for me to realize what's good for me again. So then it kind of put me in a position to where if divine sends it, then it must be for me. So then I'll be waiting, and then I think when something come, divine sent it, right? I'll be like, divine sent this. And be like, no, he didn't, nigga. That not that one. Be like in Mike Epps' voice, they ain't send that. No, not that one. No, no, no. He sent that one. Like, I thought that was it, divine. Like, no. 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 So it'll hurt for a little bit, but then you get over it. You be like, yo, it is what it is. I ain't losing no sleep. You know what I'm saying? And then you just pray for the next one. If I end up dying by myself, it's not a bad thing because I came in this world by myself. It ain't like I don't know the experience of having a family, having children, having love. I know what it feels like. All the insignificant values of it. I don't know what it feels like for that to be a complete venture though. And maybe I gotta not have that experience this life. I don't know. You know, a lot of times I said I wasn't coming back after I passed away. Maybe that's a lie. I don't know what divine has planned for me. I know despite, regardless of what I ever tried to want and do, there's always been interferences, blockages, things trying to stop you, personal people's reasons, lies, manipulation, and everything. And nobody never gives a shit about you prospering. It's never been a real thing. It's always been if you can make money big enough to where one day I can get something from you, then we're in good standing. Otherwise, I don't like your ass. That's all it is, yo. So even having somebody that you can have a genuine love connection with, people walk around life and destroy all those concepts with other people. They'll have conversations about a value that you're great at just to destroy it in the minds of others. They'll go have the conversation about something like you're a myth, like you're not real, like the love you have, it doesn't exist. And they'll say that shit don't exist. Y'all stupid. All bitches and hoes and niggas ain't shit. And everybody will say that so much to where if you ever really reach for anything genuine, we've all agreed to the fact that it ain't even worth it. So it's like you're signing up for a short-lived situation, and the weaker sex is agreeing to the challenge because if they get tired of you, they can just go to the next one, not comprehending sharing energies. You're seeing this whole manipulation play a role, and it really jacked everyone up, and nobody don't even see it, but I do, and I'll be like, dang, I guess that movie was right, Last of the Mohicans, right? Because everybody else already agreed to go the other way. That shit done went so far left. That shit, I don't even think people are gonna get a chance to have the original experience before it's all gone. Anyway, I don't know. I leave it in the hands of the Most High. I wish I could show y'all what's in the sky right now. This cloud is in shape of an arrow. This cloud is in shape of a box, like a complete square, and the arrow pointing up. Like, what is a square in a box pointing upward means? I don't know. But it's very standoutish. Anyway, I ain't gonna hold y'all. Just trying to show you something. NAGA the Wise.